The first clue was barely noticeable, almost harmless on the surface. Clara, my wife, had just gotten back from a solo vacation to Cancun. She said it was a much-needed escape, a way to unwind after months of stress at her high-pressure job. I never had a reason to doubt her. We'd always had a deep connection. Or so I believed. I trusted her without question. But then, as she told me about her trip, something shifted. Her expression turned sly, almost smug. "Oh, and I got to taste some really delicious banana down there," she said with a strange glint in her eye. The words didn't sit right with me. At first, I laughed, assuming she meant some exotic fruit or dessert. But the way she said it, it stuck with me. Something about her tone was off, too pleased with herself. Later that night, while she was asleep, I sat alone in the living room, staring at her phone on the coffee table. My conscience fought with my instincts. I hated the idea of prying, but something inside me wouldn't settle. I picked it up, hesitated, and finally entered a passcode, her birth date combined with our anniversary. It unlocked. Immediately, I noticed a hidden album in her gallery. My pulse quickened as I opened it. Inside were countless photos and videos. Clara on the beach, laughing, wrapped around a man I didn't recognize. He was everything I wasn't, toned, sun-kissed, and cocky. The captions made my stomach twist. "Best banana I've ever had. So worth it. Can't wait for another taste." I felt sick. What crushed me wasn't just the fact that she cheated. It was how thrilled she looked in every frame. There was no guilt, no regret. Only pride. I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I began preparing. First, I needed to know more about the man. Clara had saved his contact under a fake name, but a quick reverse search revealed his identity. His name was Javier, a bartender at a beach club in Cancun. His Instagram page was filled with photos of him flexing on the beach, surrounded by women fawning over him. Clara had fallen headfirst into a vacation fantasy, chasing something cheap and temporary. But I wasn't just enraged, I was focused. Clara's birthday was 2 weeks away, and I decided that would be my moment. Over the next several days, I collected everything. Screenshots of messages, photos, videos. I even hired a private investigator to dig deeper into Javier's life. That's how I found out about Sofia, his girlfriend. She lived in Cancun, worked as a schoolteacher. Her online posts showed a kind, innocent woman who had no idea what her boyfriend had been doing. She deserved the truth. The night of Clara's birthday arrived. Her parents came over, along with a few close friends. I kept my composure, playing the part of the devoted husband. I even gave her a gift, a silver locket she'd mentioned wanting years ago. She looked at me with such joy in her eyes, completely unaware of what I had planned. After dinner, I gently tapped my glass, drawing everyone's attention for a toast. Clara looked at me, smiling, expecting a heartfelt tribute. She had no idea what was coming. The evening had arrived, and I forced a smile as I sat down at the dinner table. It had been a hard year for all of us, but I told myself tonight was about celebration. "Clara," I said warmly, turning to her, "you deserve to feel special." She blushed, placing a hand on her chest, touched by my words. For a moment, guilt pricked at me, but I buried it quickly. "I got you something really memorable this year," I continued, reaching under the table and pulling out an envelope. Her smile flickered the moment I handed it to her. Slowly, she opened it and pulled out a stack of photographs and screenshots, clear, undeniable proof of her affair. Her face drained of color. "What is this?" she asked, her voice trembling. "It's your banana, Clara," I said coldly, each word sharpened by the hurt I carried. "You know, the one you said was unforgettable? Now everyone else gets to see it too." There was a stunned silence around the table. Her mother looked horrified, while her father slammed his glass down and demanded answers. Clara's eyes jumped from face to face, looking for a way out. But I wasn't finished. "You didn't just betray me," I added. "You betrayed Sofia too, Javier's girlfriend." I pulled out my phone and tapped the screen. A video began playing, a Zoom call I had recorded with Sofia. In it, I laid everything out for her. The texts, the photos, all the dirty secrets. Her face crumbled as she realized the man she trusted had played her for a fool. I had already sent her the full collection of evidence. She swore to confront Javier herself. Clara looked like she couldn't breathe as the video played. "You didn't," she whispered. "Oh, but I did," I said without flinching. The next day, after the dinner had blown up and Clara's world began to crack, I got on a flight back to Cancun. My destination. The beach club where Javier worked. When I arrived, he was behind the bar, charming a group of tourists. He didn't see me at first, not until I walked up and dropped a folder onto the counter. It slapped loudly against the wood. He froze. "Look familiar?" I asked loudly, drawing attention from nearby guests. His eyes flicked between the folder and my face. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said, trying to stay calm. "That's my wife in those pictures," I said, stepping closer. "My wife?" He tried to brush it off, but I saw the fear in his eyes. People started whispering, pointing at the images. Then his manager showed up. "Is there a problem?" the manager asked. "There is," I replied. "Your bartender's been hooking up with married women and boasting about it." I handed over a duplicate folder. The manager flipped through the pages, his face growing darker with each one. Javier tried to defend himself, but it was useless. The manager told him to leave immediately. They'd discuss his job later. But I wasn't finished. Outside, I caught up with him. All the pain and betrayal I had bottled up exploded. He shoved me, and that was all I needed. I hit back. Hard. Every blow came from the agony he and Clara had inflicted on me. When it was over, he was sprawled on the ground, face bloodied, groaning. "Don't ever come near another man's wife again," I said, standing over him before I turned and walked away. Back home, the fallout was swift. Clara's parents disowned her, disgusted by what she had done. Friends we had both known for years took my side, cutting her off completely. She tried to reach out, apologized over and over again, but I was done listening. The day after I got back, I filed for divorce. Sofia, true to her word, threw Javier out of their apartment and exposed him to their community. His smooth talk no longer worked. His reputation was in ruins. Now I live in a quiet house, just me. It's not always easy, and some nights feel longer than others. But every day, I breathe a little easier. No lies. No betrayal. Just peace. Clara and Javier paid the price for what they did. And I finally found what I needed most: freedom.